Hi guys, it's Stephen from Glen Car Sales. Before we get started looking at this gorgeous Portimao Blue M340d, if you haven't already, if you would consider subscribing to the Glen channel, that would be absolutely fantastic. That way you'll not miss any more stock updates, like the cars you see behind, or any more up and coming road tests. So anyway, let's get back to the main point at hand, which is giving you guys a good thorough look around this M340d, which is a January 2022, so it does carry remaining BMW warranty. It's one owner from new and has covered 27,000 miles. First service complete and in absolute outstanding condition, if I don't say so myself. The only thing required during prep was a full set of tyres, which were replaced with Continental Sport Contact 7, as at Glen Car Sales we do not fit budget tyres. Just one small element of our preparation, which I'll talk you over as we get a look around the car. So at Glen Car Sales we do not buy auction, we do not buy from any trade websites. Everything is bought through our own in-house car buying service. We won't buy anycar.com. There'll be a link to that in the description below. So if you have a car that looks similar, we would love to hear from you. Put your details through the website and we will happily give you a valuation. Once the cars are bought into stock, we then send them through to an independent workshop who carry out an 82-point RAC approved pre-sale inspection. Once that's complete, the car then comes back for a full detailing session, and as you can see, the results really do speak for themselves. This car was just a little bit too new for its first MOT, however it was still put through the RAC approved 82-point inspection. The front tyres were a bit worn and outer edge. One of the back tyres had a nail in it, and when we removed it, it was touch and go whether or not it was going to hold air. So, and the last remaining tyre was actually alright, but it was on about 4 mil. So rather than putting 3 new tyres on, it got a full set just to keep it all matching. Worth pointing out that on a 4-wheel drive car, it's good practice to keep all tyres matching, especially across the rear, as the M340d comes with an M differential, which is quite sensitive to tyres. So let's get a closer look now at the car's condition. We take the camera about a foot away from the bodywork. That gives you a very, very clear understanding of what sort of condition it's in. If we go any further than that, any closer, we start to lose focus. But I dare say, if you're here in person, I don't imagine you're going to have your face any closer than a foot or so from the bodywork. So as we can see along the front of the car, it's the area that usually picks up the majority of the commensurate wear and tear. Even although it has done a bit of mileage, 27,000 miles, it is fairly clean, very clean I'd have to say. Just getting a wee bit closer, we can see that there is one or two small parking dents, one or two small chips in the paintwork, which unfortunately is just something that's unavoidable. But rather than covering them all up with big blobs of touch-in paint, we would rather just leave them, because sometimes stone chips can be made worse by trying to cover them up. As it's an M340d, you get this on the M340i as well. You've got this lovely satin platinum finish on the kidney grills, and that's also carried on to the wing mirror covers and also the infill on the alloy wheels. Really nice finish, and sets out the M340i and 340d from the other lower, more vanilla models of the range. So looking down the bodywork, we can see that the paintwork is in also excellent order as the bonnet, but also free from any parking dents or any scratches or any door edge chips. Looking at the front passenger wheel, you can see that there's a tiny little graze just on the clear coat on the lacquer. No real significant damage all the way around, just this little mark here, which is pretty minor. Looking in by the wheels, we can see that the face on the disc is all nice and clean, and the red calipers, which are also available in blue, but the red is a nice contrast with the blue bodywork, and they're all nice and bright as well. It's just worth pointing out that sometimes if you use too aggressive an alloy wheel cleaner, that can make the red powder coat on the calipers fade, and then you've got quite a job bringing them back. So it's nice to see that the proper alloy wheel cleaner has been used and the calipers are all still nice and fresh. So moving on to the near side wheel, again we can see wheels in good condition, as is the rear brake disc, and the calipers nice and bright there as well. Looking down from the rear of the car, picking up the reflection of the office, we can see that there is no parking dents or scratches to report. And we can take particular closer attention to the rear bumper corner as well, which is all in excellent shape. Got the shadow chrome around the glass, as well as the rear sun protection windows. Kirsten carried out a nice bit of carpet art there, bit of tartan going on. Got the sport seats with the stitching along the backrest, very supportive, very comfortable seat, and we've got the kind of aluminium carbon effect trim on the dash, as well as the interior interior lighting, ambient lighting, which will turn on once we get round to the driver's side. As far as wear goes, there is absolutely nothing to report. And looking across the rear bench, again, it's seen very little rear passengers by the looks of things. And looking at the rear of the front seats, again, free from any scuffs or any scrapes. As we move round to the rear of the car, we can see that we've got a reverse camera and your parking sensors along the back bumper, and the square twin exhaust outlets that signify the M340d. The 330d just has two circular exhaust outlets. So not only do we have a set of summer carpet overmats, we've also got a set of winters as well. And we've got the optional folding rear seat, which does make the saloon far more practical. Great options, not particularly expensive, but we'd only see this in probably about half of the saloons. But it's nice to see that it's got it. And you've got your little boot spoiler just on the top of the boot lid there as well. Looking down the off side of the car, just trying to pick up any imperfections in the bodywork, but it's all nice and straight and true with no parking dents, and the bodywork in great shape as it's all been machine polished. Offside rear alloy wheel, free from damage, and again, we'll have a look at the braking system as well. We can see the discs all nice and clean, and the calipers nice and bright red. And looking down the off side of the car from the front, again picking up the reflections, we can see that the bodywork is free from any parking dents or any scratches, and we can also get another closer look at the front bumper from this side. You can see the paintwork's all in excellent order, light lenses and everything all in good shape as well. Final alloy wheel, free from any damage, nice clean brake disc and bright caliper. As we move on to the inside, we'll just take a look at the door card first of all. This is where we can sometimes pick up kind of wear marks on the door card, around about the door pull and the door handle, but all nice and clean. Entry plate free from any excessive scuffs, and the outer bolsters on the back and the base, as you would expect, nice and clean for a car of this age. If you can compare the passenger side with the driver's side, we can see they're both identical. The steering wheel is nice and clean. Excuse the shorts, guys. This is peak summer for Scotland. We've got 22 degrees today, so we're embracing the temperature. We don't see it very often. Just looking up at the 2 o'clock position of the steering wheel, this is sometimes where you can find excessive wear, but we've got a nice, clean, even matte finish all the way along, all the way around the steering wheel. Push button start. We'll get the car up and running. So we've got BMW's live operating area professional. A nice big TFT display confirming the total mileage, 27,476. It's asking us to check the tyre pressure as we've just had the tyres fitted and the car's not been driven. Excuse me. We've got professional navigation, and we can see that ambient lighting on the dash, on the doors, which carries on into the rear. And you've got your 3 headrests in the back there, which can be folded down for added rear visibility. Auto dim rear view mirror, and you've also got your cruise control and your controls for your phone and your audio system. Car has adaptive LED lights and automatic wipers, and the adaptive chassis as well, which could be operated through the different driving modes. So we've got sport, standard, individual, and then you can configure your individual settings as well. This is a mild hybrid car, so we don't have a start stop button. The start stop on the MHT cars is very smooth, and for the first time ever I'm not actually that fussed if it's something that you can switch off or not, because it's so it's not as intrusive as the old system, so it's a nice to have. You can however switch it off if you put it into sport, or if you put the car into manual. That then disables the start stop. Lovely place to be. The new G series cabin is a massive leap forward in terms of fit and finish and build quality over the old F series model, which is a great car, but certainly the interior of the newer car is a much nicer place to be. So finally we'll get a wee look under the bonnet. This is a 340 brake horsepower inline 6-cylinder turbocharged diesel. We have had customers reporting up to 50 miles per gallon with these things, yet they are one of the quickest diesels that you could possibly ever buy, own and drive. It's a masterpiece, and it's just such a pleasure to drive. Really flexible, no lag, and they sound quite nice as well, being a straight 6. And that brings us to the end of the video, guys. Let me just close this bonnet. If you are interested and we can help at all, please feel free to give us a call at the garage. You can reach us on 01236 779 000. I'll also put a link to the car in the description below, where you're more than welcome to drop us an email. If you're looking for a finance quotation or a part exchange valuation, we would love to hear from you. We're happy to help out on both. As you're looking at an M340d on YouTube, I'll put a video up here that I think you might find interesting. Also, as I said at the start of the video, if you would like to consider subscribing to the channel, that would be absolutely fantastic. That way you'll not miss any more stock updates or any more up and coming road tests, and you can do that by clicking this little button here. Thanks again, and I'll see you in the next video.